Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at something pretty wild. A source that paints a really stark picture for the future of stock trading. And the kicker? It claims that future is already here. So let's get right into it.
Okay, let's just start with this bombshell prediction from our source. Wow, 70% obsolete by the end of 2025. And the claim isn't just, things are changing. It's that most people in the game are going to be left in the dust and fast.
So you might think, oh, it's because they're bad traders, but that's not the argument here at all. The source says this has nothing to do with skill or timing or strategy. It's about the tools. It's about a technology gap that's getting so big, the old ways just can't keep up anymore.
And this brings us to a really interesting idea the source calls the automation cliff. Think about it. Change can feel slow, gradual, and then bam, it hits a tipping point and happens all at once, seemingly overnight. And the argument here is that trading is the first industry standing right on the edge of that cliff.
So what exactly is this cliff? Well, it's that point of no return. It's the moment where using AI isn't just a nice little advantage, it's the moment it makes the old way of doing things completely, totally obsolete. And again, the claim is that's where trading is right now.
But why trading first? Why is it on the edge of the cliff? Well, the logic they present is actually pretty simple. When you boil it down, what is trading? It's all about data. Processing data, interpreting data, and when it comes to handling insane amounts of data at speeds we can't even comprehend, AI isn't just a little better. It's playing a completely different sport.
All right, so let's get concrete here. Let's really look at this gap between a human and, well, a supercomputer. This is where you really start to see just how big the difference is.
Okay, look at this. On one side, you've got a human trader, right? You're reading charts, scrolling through news headlines, maybe checking Twitter. On the other side, in that exact same time, the AI is analyzing millions of data points. It's scanning global sentiment in real time. It's tracking whale movements on the blockchain. It's just a totally different level of awareness. It's not even comparable. And then there's the speed. This just says it all. What takes a human hours, maybe even days of grinding, of research, an AI does in seconds. Think about that. By the time you've finished your morning coffee and found something that looks interesting, the AI has already analyzed it and 1,000 other things and moved on.
I love this analogy the source uses. It really just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? If you're trading without AI, you're bringing a calculator to a supercomputer fight. It's not just that you're at a disadvantage, it's that you're in a totally different league. You're not even in the same fight.
So what is this supercomputer actually doing? What's under the hood? Well, the source breaks it down into what it calls a 7-tool arsenal. Imagine having a massive team of human researchers. Now imagine each of these tools does the job of one of those departments, but all at once.
So let's quickly run through these 7 tools. Because when you put them all together, you start to see why the source calls this an insurmountable advantage.
Tool number 1, a crypto outlook. And we're not talking about just looking at charts here. This thing dives deep. It's analyzing on-chain data, tracking what the big whales are doing, synthesizing sentiment from all over the web, and then it just spits out a clear outlook, bullish, bearish, or consolidating. All that complexity boiled down to something you can actually use.
Tool 2 is an intelligent stock screener. And again, this isn't your grandpa's stock screener that just gives you a list of names. This thing is scanning the entire market 24/7 using every kind of analysis you can think of, but the magic part is it generates a narrative. It tells you the story behind the opportunity. It answers the why, which turns a bunch of data into real intelligence.
Okay, so from individual stocks, tool number 3 zooms out to the big picture. It's the AI market researcher. You know how you hear about macro trends like sector rotation or money flowing into AI stocks? This tool takes that big, fuzzy idea and connects it to specific tradable tickers. It closes that gap between knowing about a trend and knowing how to act on it.
Tool 4 is where things get really interesting. It gets predictive. This is the next-gen investment researcher. So instead of reacting to what just happened, it's all about what's about to happen. It generates likely scenarios for the next day or the next week. It's designed to position you ahead of the move, not behind it.
All right, tool number 5, AI options analysis. For anyone who thinks options are way too complicated, this is for you. It's like having a professional options strategist on call. You tell it your risk tolerance and it literally builds a tailored strategy for you. It makes this super complex world suddenly accessible.
So you've got your ideas. Now what about managing what you already own? That's tool 6, the AI portfolio analyst. Think of it like a 24/7 risk manager for your portfolio. It's constantly looking for stuff like concentration risk, tracking what's really driving your performance, and crucially, it alerts you to problems before they blow up.
And last but not least, tool number 7, the AI Stock Investor. This one is super straightforward but powerful. You give it any stock ticker, Apple, Tesla, you name it, and it runs a complete top-to-bottom analysis. Fundamental, technical, sentiment, the whole shebang, and it creates a single unified 90-day outlook. Everything you need to know in one place. So there you have it, 7 tools. But here's the kicker. They're all in one platform. You don't need a massive research team. You don't need a room full of quants. It's all right there in one AI engine. It's a complete start-to-finish workflow.
So what does this all mean? Well, according to the source, because this technology exists right now, today, it forces every single trader to a fork in the road. It's a critical decision point, and there's really no middle ground.
And here are the 2 paths they lay out. Path 1 is the old way. You stick with manual analysis, you react to the market, and the source calls this the path to becoming obsolete. Path 2 is the new way. You use AI-powered intelligence, you get proactive, and that, they say, is the path to gaining a real advantage.
Now, this is a really important point. This isn't about letting a robot take over your account and do the trading for you. No. The idea is to augment your own judgment. You let the AI do the heavy lifting, the impossible task of sifting through all that data, so that you, the human, can make the final call with the best information imaginable.
And this final quote really just sums it all up, doesn't it? The traders who are gonna make it through the next few years won't be the ones who just get a little bit better at reading charts. They'll be the ones who look up and realize the entire game has changed. The rules are different now.
Which leaves us with a final, very pointed question from the source. The automation cliff is here. So, which side will you be on? According to this material, it's not a question for the future, it's a question for right now.